Hello, Bloomington. My name is Alex, and we're back with BloominTopics. Really exciting week that we have this week. We have YouSeeMe, which is an organization here on campus. So last week we had AFSP, which is a campus and also citywide organization. This week we're back to the IU campus with YouSeeMe. And I have three awesome people here as well. I have Jackie, Sierra, and Sydney, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves.
Yes, so I'm Jackie. I am a senior this year. I study elementary education with the area concentration in literacy, and I am the president of YouSeeMe.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sierra. I am a junior this year. I study community health on a nursing track, and I double minor in triple ADS in healthcare management and policies, and I serve as the DEI chair this year.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sydney. I am a community health major, and I'm a human sexuality minor, and I am the vice president of YouSeeMe this year.
Well, I'm really excited to have you guys come here today. I think I met you guys at one of the community events that was going on, and the message of your guys' program, your organization was really, really enticing to me. Before we get into that, I want to know a little bit more about you guys and how you're connected to the city of Bloomington and also the campus as well. So can you guys tell me a little bit, like, are you guys from Bloomington? Are you guys just, students living here? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so I'm actually from Indianapolis, and IU Bloomington definitely pulled me here just because of my major. The School of Ed is a really good program to get invested to if you are on the education side of things. But other than that, as I mentioned, I'm a senior studying in that area, and I'm just enjoying Bloomington while I can. So, yeah.
For me personally, I grew up in Georgia, and I moved to Bloomington from Fort Wayne, and that's just kind of how I landed here at IU. I just kind of landed here, and I'm just a student.
Yeah, so I'm actually also from Indianapolis, Indiana. I actually got a scholarship to come here, so that's one of the main reasons why I'm here now.
Awesome, yeah. It's really interesting to see that, we're coming from not Bloomington ourselves. I mean, some of us close, like Indy, but you're still seeing that connection to the city of Bloomington in a lot of different ways. I personally am a student myself here, and I love Bloomington and the city and the things that are here. Now, to talk a little bit more about your guys' organization, the name of your organization is YouSeeMe. Can you tell me a little bit about what your organization does and also maybe, if there's a larger affiliation with a nationwide organization, a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I can answer that question. So YouSeeMe is geared toward bringing awareness, just like awareness towards the mental health of women of color. And so we do tablings, we do events, we do have fundraisers. So that obviously is all geared towards what we do to help hit our mission, right? We are trying to get it spread. So we have two founders, Tay and then Faith, and they started this organization in 2019 throughout COVID year, right? Because that's when mental health really started to show not even a progression, but a degression. And so through that's where the club kind of went. And they are trying to build a new group called YouSeeMe Athletics because it's not very much talked about athletes also having a really hard time with mental health as well. And so that's kind of taken a little takeoff, but it's still in the development of things. But yeah, so we're really known as obviously YouSeeMe, and that's what we gear towards. It's really just the mental health of just people of color. So yeah.
And I mean, that is just an awesome kind of journey that you guys are on as an organization to help, young women of color. I know I have a few sisters myself, and it's one of the things that really, really, it's hard to see. It's hard to see the support that they don't receive often with the stigmatization that they receive in the community, in school, at work, whatever that may be. And knowing that the support isn't there but could be there is just really awesome to see down here.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are part of YouSeeMe, and you told me your guys' positions in there as well. Can you tell me a little bit about, specifically your position, what you guys do in the org?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, I'm president. I really kind of overlook that typical president role. And I just kind of make sure that all areas are met, right? Because the only way that we can execute 100% is if we're giving our 100% in each part, position. So I really just try to make sure that if there are any gray areas, that they're filled in with those gaps. And obviously, I make sure that my girls also are focused on their mental health as well, right? Because in order for us to really bring awareness towards that, we really need to emphasize on our own mental health, right? And so, I just kind of like focus on that area of things. So, yeah.
So for me, the DEI chair, diversity, equity, and inclusion, we are a mental health organization for people of color. So I make sure we hit all those markers and hit every, category for people of color. So not just, African Americans. We are also hitting other populations for other Black and brown communities. And I make sure all the events we do, and they're all aligned with our mission and everybody's feeling included, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm the vice president. And so basically I just help out my president, anything that she needs or anything that any of the other executive board members need as far as helping with tabling, helping with creating events on campus, and just helping out other collaboration orgs as well when it comes to YouSeeMe.
Awesome. Well, it seems like you guys keep it pretty busy too, especially when I heard some of your guys' program tracks in just school, and also, maintaining this organization in a way that's accessible for a lot of really cool people. I know I've seen you guys table at a few events, and it's really cool to see you guys out there and, spreading that message. We see a lot of mental health organizations on campus, and I mean, they are really useful. They reach out to a lot of different people, but the specific focus that you guys have is really important because we see a lack of resources for people in the community. Well, we're going to go ahead and go to our first music break. And when we get back, we're going to be talking a little bit more about the current state of the program, so current things you guys have going on, events in the community, events at home, tabling, all of that. So our first song is Capillary by Human Bloom.
I think about you all the I think about you all the time, and then I wonder, do I think about you all the time, and then I wonder, do I feel your mind the way I feel your body, or you're just another? I wonder if we really could be more than late night lovers. I wonder if we really could be more than late night lovers, undercovers, thinking more than single-minded empty vessels. A vessel, a body, someone who can keep me warm, light, champagne, temporary soul escape, and trust me, don't trust me, I need this just as much as you. I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe. I find it hard to believe you could love me for what you can't. I find it hard to believe you could love me for what you can't see, because it's so ingrained in your brain you can't separate it. A vessel, a body, someone who can keep me warm, lilacs, champagne, temporary soul escape, and trust me, don't trust me, I need this just as much as you. All of that. I think about you all the I think about you all the undercovers, thinking on the body, undercovers, like a undercovers, thinking on the undercovers, thinking on the without you all the...
And welcome back. You are listening to WIUX 99.1 LP Bloomington. My name is Alex, and I'm here with BloominTopics. Today, we have YouSeeMe, which is an organization here on campus that focuses on promoting and supporting the mental health of women of color and their mental health, specifically Black and brown women. It's absolutely awesome to see you guys here, being able to talk about your organization and to see the great things that you guys do. And I want to know a little bit more about what you guys have, whether that's upcoming events that are going to happen or just information you want to share about your org that you guys are doing as well. Yeah.
So if you are ever interested, we do have membership forms for people who want to be a little bit more hands-on with YouSeeMe. This kind of is integrated into volunteering opportunities. We have communities to help set up our events, just so that our events can run smoothly. And like Sierra was talking about, just reaching that mission of that event and of the org. And then we also have it to where we have like late night talks. So just recently we had a late night talk with all of our members, and we just talked about like the struggles or challenges that it comes with being a color or a woman of color on IU's campus, which was amazing. So that is one thing that opens up in the spring. So it starts every new semester because we do have people who transfer and we have freshmen who do come in. And then we also have our exec forms that open up in late spring. So if you ever want to be even more of just a deeper commitment with YouSeeMe, you can fulfill a position on the org. So yeah.
So touching on what Jackie talked about as far as events are concerned, we actually do have an event coming up. It is the Freshman Talk event on October 15th, and that is kind of hosted and led by our freshman representatives. Those we do get every year. Every new freshman that comes in, we have the opportunity for them to be a freshman representative. That event will just kind of talk about how it is to be a freshman, on IU's campus, whether you're Black or brown. And so if you are interested in that, we do have that coming up as well.
Yeah, and so in December, we have an annual event. It's called Sex in the Fishbowl. And so that event is tailored to talk about stereotypical topics or conversations. And so it's pretty much a safe place for everyone. Males and females are included. So depending on the year, we sometimes do a panel. Sometimes we just do a random fishbowl, meaning that people can ask any questions. Like I addressed earlier, it is a safe space, so we just talk about those uncomfortable conversations, and we like to hear what our audience is thinking of and what comments or what topics they want to talk about, and so we like to address that.
Awesome. Yeah, and actually, it sounds like you guys are doing great things to really support the education in these communities. I want to touch up a little bit on the freshman representatives. So, do you mind explaining that real quick? How they join the org as freshmen, and then they can become freshman representatives, or? So
yes, you become the member beginning of fall semester, and then our freshman rep applications open up, and then they apply to be a freshman rep. And the freshman rep, basically, they are tailored towards the freshmen, so they reach that audience. Sometimes us on the e-board, sometimes we're sophomores, juniors, seniors, upperclassmen, or what have you. So we're sometimes not in tune with our freshman audience, and that's a big category that we need to focus on, because coming into college first year, it's a very scary place. So the freshman representative help build that connection with the freshmen and also help, get our organization towards them, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So this person is a freshman themselves.
Yeah, we actually have two freshman representatives, Bambi and Nyla.
Nyla, yeah.
Nyla, I'm so sorry, Bambi and Nyla. So they just got introduced to us, but they are amazing young ladies, and this is going to be their first event that they kind of lead the way on. Yeah. So hopefully, this will be a really great event.
And just to add on to that, so because they're freshmen, obviously they're still getting used to how an org is developed, right? Or how it is executed. And so for this event, we obviously want them to have hands-on, and because the audience is freshmen, we do have one of our exec boards. Her name is Zoe, and she is kind of going to be like the main person to come to. But as Sierra was talking about, the freshmen will not just be thrown into the pool, right? They'll kind of dip their toes in, and then next semester, hopefully they'll be able to build their own event for them to do by themselves, which I think is just such a great way. Even if they don't continue with YouSeeMe, they have some work with organization, how to plan. So we just want to set them up for success.
I've talked to a bunch of different organizations. I've been a few myself, and I've never heard of really getting freshmen on like in leadership positions right away, and really also helping the other freshmen who are new to this campus, new to this experience. I mean, that sounds awesome. That's why I had to ask a little bit more about that, because I'm like, I haven't heard of that, and that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, it really helps bridge that gap with like freshmen, and then just being in like coming into college for the first time. It's like a very scary place. So like getting involved in an organization like this, it really does like help, because you meet just all kind of new people, and that really is what you need your freshman years, to meet new people and to actually build that community around you to help suffice your next 3 years.
Yeah.
And I know there were definitely times like my freshman year, I had friends, of course, that I was talking with about my experiences, but I really wish I had somebody outside of that who was like accepting of me to come to them and be like, hey, what questions do you have about being a freshman? What does that look like? I mean, it sounds like you guys have a great opportunity for a lot of freshmen to really understand what's going on campus.
Yes,
that is awesome.
Yes. I do want to add one thing. So this is kind of a shout out. So there is another org called Black Student Union. They're also known as BSU. And we actually kind of got that idea from Black Student Union. They have a really well put together program for freshmen. It's called the FAT team. So it's called Freshman Action Freshman Action Team. And so they have more of a bigger group. They have about 6 freshmen. And they really just cater towards the whole Black community on IU's campus. And so they were the ones that kind of shared the idea with us, because we did notice there was a lack with that connection with the orgs and the freshmen. And so one thing about that is it's really nice is that all of like, the orgs that cater towards people of color, we really just support one another and are trying to aim for that. And so, just wanted to kind of add that in there. So,
I follow them on Instagram.
Yeah.
When I was, I think, like a freshman, I was a part of that org. And then, that was 2019. So
that's awesome.
When I left campus, came back, I didn't really, it was difficult to join those groups on campus. But I also knew how valuable that was to me, being new on campus, being a part of, those organizations. I'm half Black and half Hispanic myself. So, I have a little bit more that I could dip into on campus and some students, but it's really awesome to have the space that you guys are offering for these students.
Yeah.
And then can you guys also, so you guys table at a lot of these events. Are there any specific like events that like you guys have tabled at that seems really like the perfect place for your organization to be? I know First Thursday, I mean, that is, really, have you guys, that's where I think I met you guys, right?
You met us at the Involvement Fair.
Fair,
yes,
that's right.
Yes.
Which is a perfect place to meet a bunch of different students, especially freshmen. And I mean, are there any events that you guys plan also hopefully to be at, when it comes to events catered towards Black and brown students of IU?
Yeah. So there is actually an org that we tabled with last year. They were more new and upcoming, but they're called Menstrolog. So it really just caters toward just women of color again. And it's more about just like their actual physical health. And if that is wrong, then I apologize in advance. But they do really just cater towards women of color. And so they had this annual, I assume it's an annual fair, where it's like a mental health fair. So all of the orgs that had to do with like any type of health, just falling within that category, we would table at. We didn't have the chance to be able to do it this year. I don't know if they're still continuing it, but it was an amazing idea. And so we really do just try to gear towards orgs that have that same mission as us, or really just to get, that awareness out there. So, yeah.
And we also do table every year, I'm pretty sure, at Amuja Day. Which is held at the Neil Marshall Black Culture Center in their courtyard, which is basically, there are a bunch of organizations, mostly Black and brown organizations that come, and we basically sit there and everybody comes around and they meet us, see everything that everybody has to talk about. And it's basically a good way to, meet new people and also bring out more opportunities for each organization. We also had a tabling today at the IMU. We gave out affirmations in little like silicone bracelets, which is very nice. And I think that's, we try to do that often, especially at the IMU, someplace where a lot of kids go to study. And sometimes if you're having a hard day, you really just have to go to IMU and just sit there. So, us tabling at the IMU helps a lot too, especially on a day like this when we're handing out affirmations. So.
Right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, with the organization and what you guys do, so it sounds like you guys have an opportunity for freshmen to be in this leadership position. So I know a lot of students come here and, they may be a little bit nervous, not quite ready to step in a leadership position. So what does it look like for the freshmen that join the org early on, but, they're not ready to be that freshman representative?
Yeah. Well, I definitely think that just attending our events, right? You don't need to be a member. You don't have to have a position. Like, this is literally, like Sydney was saying, it is a safe space. So we really just want to gear towards what you need, right? We are catering for you. And so we just really recommend, or just not even encourage, just people to, whatever it may be, that they can be able to just reach out. They can be able to attend things. And so even if you're not holding a position or you're not a freshman rep, you are more than welcome to still come to the events. And there's always additional years, that you can be able to do that. So yeah, that's what I would add on that.
Yeah, and just to add on a little bit what Jackie was saying, so my freshman year, I was not a freshman rep. I was not a member of YouSeeMe. However, I did see one of their flyers on Instagram, and I had connected with them a little bit through the Emoji Day and Involvement Fair. That's kind of how I got a little bit of an idea of what YouSeeMe was. And so we actually had an event where we painted rocks, and we can either take home our rocks, we can paint rocks like affirmations on them, little images, whatever whatever you want. It was, of course, a free-for-all. I was able to connect with actually my other vice president who's on the board now, so we were actually able to kind of share that experience. And so what we did with those rocks were we were able to spread them out on campus, and so kind of like sharing that positivity, those affirmations. And of course you can keep your rock as well, but it just felt good to go to an event to where I didn't have to sound smart or have to pay for anything. I didn't have to buy anything. I can literally just come out, talk with some of my peers, and not only enjoy the event, but I can also share something that I created. I forgot what I put on my rock, but I was able to give it to the president of YouSeeMe, and they put those rocks all around campus. So that was a way that I kind of got involved with YouSeeMe my freshman year. And then later on, I started going to the events. And then I became, at the time, I believe I was social media chair my sophomore year.
Awesome. And I think you mentioned a really good point in there. I just want to bring that up about, going to events on campus, especially being Black and brown students. There's an expectation for us to, quote unquote, sound smart.
Correct.
And it's not necessarily that we're actually sounding of intelligence, because there is no way to quantify that, but it's really just code switching in a way that it always doesn't feel comfortable, especially when you're talking about an uncomfortable topic like mental health. I think that's another great bonus of your guys' organization, is that ability to be in your culture and also express yourself in ways that you really wouldn't in other spaces. Not to say anything is wrong, IU, with those other spaces, but there are definitely, times where we feel more comfortable, in a space where people can acknowledge and understand us from a cultural level.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what's awesome about you guys and what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're going to get started on our next music break. This is Off My Mind by Chase Segley.
All my fault, I do this every time. Things were just getting better. Call my phone up, answer every time, every time. They know, watching. I'll go on and on and on again. All night, chasing love. closer than ever. All my fault, I do this every time, every time. Crazy, baby. I can't go on and on and on again. All night, chasing love of the mind, wasting time. Close enough, but was it worth it? Of the mind, facing time. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta keep of my mind, thinking of me. Want your love, but this is hurting. Of my mind, off my mind, off my mind.
Hello? Oh, hi. Right now? Yeah. I'll finish up and then I'll come pick you up. Alright. Yeah, I know you will. Alright. See you soon.
Welcome back to WIUX 99.1 LP Bloomington. This is Blooming Topics. My name is Alex, and I'm here with YouSeeMe. I'm here with Jackie, Sierra, and Sydney. And we've had a really great conversation about what your guys' organization does and the beautiful things that it seems to do for the community as well, and the impact that you guys have. Now, do you guys have any specific stories that you would like to share about the impact that you've seen of your organization?
Yeah. So I don't really have a story specifically, but as a freshman, it was really hard for me. I wasn't too far from home, but obviously, like Sydney and Sierra said, it is a big adjustment. And so I really did go through a really hard mental time within that period. And so that's when I seeked out to YouSeeMe. And it's actually that same event that I also really enjoyed too. And I think that that's really what sticks out to YouSeeMe the most is that welcoming environment. And so I think that that is what my just response would be to just my interactions with YouSeeMe. It's just always been welcoming. And even as being a part of the exec board now, like it still gives welcoming. I literally could call the girls on my board, like as much as this may sound crazy, but I could call them my sisters because it's just like we can be able to talk about things. We can be able to express our frustrations, communicate, all of those things, and like be able to execute that mission and still have a fun time with just the community at our events. So, yeah.
I know for me personally, my sophomore year, I remember I became a actual member of YouSeeMe my freshman year, but I couldn't go to too many events. There was a lot going on in freshman year. My sophomore year, I was just going through like such a hard time. My grandmother had passed, and at that time, that's when I had really like tuned into YouSeeMe because like I didn't have many outlets. You know, I have a small family. So I just wanted to find some sort of community on campus, and YouSeeMe was like one of my biggest outlets. And they kind of aided me through my grandmother's passing and my grief and how I was able to get through that when I was going through such a hard time mentally. So, and now being on the exec board, it's like I want to give people that same experience, you know, welcome everybody in. Even though this is my first year on the board, I've just gotten close to the girls on the board already, and it's been such a welcoming experience for me. So I'm happy to give that to anyone who's coming in next.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to kind of piggyback off of what Sierra and Jackie were saying, I've been on the board for about 2.5, 3-ish years now. So I think it's really important for us, obviously, to practice what we preach. And so we, at the end of the day, we do host events and we do host tablings, obviously, to bring out that community and advocate for those. But I think we also do a really good job as making sure that us as an org or us as an executive board is also taken care of. So we do have meetings roughly 2 to 3 times a month. So in the beginning of that meeting, we always have like icebreakers. How's everyone's doing? How's everyone's mental health going? Just to make sure that we're in tune with our mission. And so when it comes time for us to plan events or what events do we want to host, of course we aim for high attendance, but we also make sure that this is something that we enjoy as well. I know sometimes being on executive board or having that higher role, it can be stressful in a sense, but we try to make sure that we're all tailoring our events to what our mission is, to advocate and promote mental health awareness. So we like to make sure that we're also engaging and having fun at our own events that we do host.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I have a question kind of to ask you guys about, the how your guys' program is, working in a community that, being Black and brown myself, I've faced a lot of mental struggles when I was younger. I've seen family members do the same. And I know in my personal communities, I don't really see a lot of support when it comes to mental health. It's a topic that's taboo. You don't talk about it. You just move on because all it's doing is bringing you down. You just need to move forward. Don't look at it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the biggest thing is like, with your guys' organization's like mission, being specific to the Black and brown communities, especially communities with women of color as well, because not only are people of color told to, move past that mental health is not important, forget about it, women are also faced with that as well in extreme numbers. So I think something that I'm really just wondering about, and I guess the question I'm asking is like, how do you navigate through that discussion, in communities that are faced with, those issues of not being allowed to express themselves?
Yeah. I mean, I think it really just kind of gears back to the Sex in the Fishbowl event and also those like late night talks that we have with our members. We really want to create that safe space. And so I think that communication is one of those big things that is kind of slept on, and words really have a lot of power to it. And so I think that when we're able to express by just communicating our frustrations or things that we enjoy or what we like to lean onto when it comes to mental health, I think is just a great way. And that also kind of gives us an idea of like, okay, this is what the audience is saying. This is what the community is really struggling with right now. What can we do within our events and our tabling to help gear towards that situation at the moment? And so just us being representatives of YouSeeMe and for the community, right? We can be able to like take a step forward and be like, okay, well, we have these resources at hand. Let's utilize this stuff. A clear example of that is we have the Neil Marshall Black Cultural Center. We have free access to utilize and reserve those rooms. So not only are we executing our mission, but we're also getting, primarily African-American students just an understanding of the Black Cultural Center and what resources they provide. So there's just a lot of things that we can utilize within that.
And just to kind of piggyback off of what Jackie was saying, sometimes it takes a lot to, even address how you're feeling. You know what I mean? Like even coming out and letting people know, hey, I am struggling. So what we like to do is, especially like some of the events that we do host, we have a feedback review. So we want to see, how do you guys feel about this event? What can you what would you like to see for us to improve? And then going back to the Sex in the Fishbowl event, where we include some of our counterpoints in there. We also have anonymous questionnaires. So we have some people, hey, we want to talk about this topic, but I'm a little afraid to, kind of get out there. So we like to also do some sort of like anonymous feedback too, so we can make sure, once again, we're still addressing everyone's needs.
Yeah, that's good.
Awesome. I mean, it just seems like the work that you guys do it's hard work, but it's impactful.
Oh, yeah.
And it seems really, really beneficial to the communities here on campus that are a little underrepresented and underserved. So I think that is awesome that you guys have that specificity to your organization. And we're going to go ahead and move to our next music break. And then we're going to start talking about a little bit of how you can get involved with the organization and the many things that the organization offers as well.
Yeah.
So our next song is Symptom of Life by Willow.
Pushing and peeling myself out of my disguise. Looking at you now, I'm wondering who am I? If I could try to take you back, I couldn't define. Feeling absence of time, knowing all is decided. There's nothing here left to find. The story's all in my mind. Pushing and peeling the layers that cover my mind. Shadow, now I notice the light. Magic is real when you see it inside, you decide. It's like a snake shedding skin, creating life to begin, and all you knew has vanished again, transcending virtue and sin. Fix my eyes on all the things, more beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on all the things when suffering is craving the light. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it. Why? Feast my eyes on all the things while beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on all the things when suffering is craving the light. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it. Why? Yeah, gotta decide how we're gonna feel it. Trying to find out. Gotta know that life is fragile. Gotta know, but gotta go. I stood in awe inside a temple. Oh God, I didn't wanna go find the one who understands why we wait for pain to change us. So let me know that life is fragile. It's like a turtle in sand, making way to the ocean, almost meeting the end, because the birds are in motion. Fix my eyes on all the things, more beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on all the things when suffering is craving the light. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it. Why? Feast my eyes on all the things while beauty is a symptom of life. Gotta decide if I'm gonna see it right. Feast our eyes on all the things when suffering is craving the light. Gotta decide how we're gonna heal it. Why? Yeah, gotta decide how we're gonna feel it. Trying to find out.
Welcome back. We are at Blooming Topics, you are listening to Blooming Topics, and today we have YouSeeMe with Jackie, Sierra, and Cindy. My name is Alex, and we've been talking about your guys' organization and all the great things you guys do, and also the impact of your organization that you've seen as well in both IU and also the community abroad. Now, I know we talked a little bit about events that you guys have coming up soon, but I really want to know, what are your guys' future plans for the organization? Where do you guys see yourselves taking it to when it comes to, like, the size of the organization or other things like that?
Yeah. So we actually had an event coming up, and I've been swearing up and down about it because I just think it's such an amazing idea. But it's called YouSeeMe. So basically, there's this bridge that is in, basically in the middle of campus, and it's always painted on. Okay. So I don't know if you guys, seen that, but there's that painted bridge is always getting painted on. And I thought it would be really amazing that if we painted it and we had YouSeeMe on it, people could put their handprints on there. And so then that way, every day when they walk past that bridge, they can see their handprint and be like, oh, I'm recognized. I'm seen. I see myself. Or if they're going through a hard day, they could look at that handprint and be like, this is what that handprint means to me. It means that I have a place here. I have a voice here. And this would obviously be an event that we do in the future. Unfortunately, because of my own schedule as being the host of that event, it was harder to execute, so we have postponed it. So we're hoping to have that as a future event in the future. And we would obviously just go over what the significance of that handprint could be. And so that's just kind of like one event that I've kind of like set eyes on that I think would be really amazing. But I'll let the rest of the ladies take over. So yeah.
So we do have our annual event, Sex in the Fishbowl, that we have. That's an event everybody looks forward to, because it's such a great event. We all come together and we all talk about hot topics in the community, not just Black and brown community, but as in society today. There's a lot of things that we don't talk about that need to be normalized in today's world. So we use that event as kind of a way to bridge those gaps that we have in the community. So that's an event that we have that we always look forward to.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just amazing to see the things that you guys do. And I definitely want an invitation to this Sex in the Fishbowl thing, because not thing, but event. It sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Some really cool topics could be brought up. Now, we talked about your guys' future events you guys have going on. Are there any future goals? Is there something that you would like to see in your vision? I know we have 2 seniors here who will be leaving, but is there something that you guys would like to see before you leave that the organization does? Or for our junior, is there anything that you would be like, next year, this is what's happening?
Yeah, so for me, I really just want to spend a little bit of time with our freshman reps. This is our, I want to say, first year, if not second, but it's fairly new with our freshman representatives, because in reality, they're going to be the ones to, start from that population and, get those younger age, I guess. They're not really young, but those freshmen involved, because they're going to keep the cycle going, and so they're going to keep YouSeeMe alive. So I just really want to spend some time with the freshman reps, make sure that, they're feeling heard as well as feeling comfortable, because at the end of the day, that's what we gear towards, that's what we push, for people to feel heard, for people to feel seen, and for people to feel welcomed. So just talking a little bit with the freshman reps a little bit more, and then, of course, engaging with the freshmen to see what they want, to see, because, trends and times, they change monthly, weekly. There's topics changing as we speak right now. So just keeping the hope alive is really just what I want to see.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I would like to see I definitely want to implement more. Yes, our good majority of our population is catered towards, the Black community. I want to see us do more events with, more brown communities, Latinx communities, things like that, so we can all, bridge those gaps together, because I think all of our cultures have the same issues or same things regarding mental health and regarding those stigmas. So I think if we all come together and talk about those topics, that we'll close those gaps that we find in the communities. And then as we grow up, or as we, raise generations, we implement those things that we learn now. So I would like for our organization to do that.
Yeah. And just to kind of add on to that, one thing that I have noticed and that a lot of people do tend to comment on is how a lot of the colored community, we have like this competition. And I won't say that it's necessarily like big emphasis on it, but in the past there have been times where like some orgs we would kind of compete with one another. And so I think that my aim, as I mentioned earlier, is for all of the community of people of color, for us to all aim for that same mission, right? Which is to gear towards, the colored community. And so I think that that's something that I would love to see to continue to pursue, because I think that is one of the main factors that can stop us from not fulfilling that mission for the community is when we're more focused about the title, the popularity of the org, instead of, okay, well, we focus on this mission, but we notice that this org over here may need a little hand, or maybe we collab with them, and let's just make it a big event for us to cater to the community. And so that is what I would specifically like to see more of, is more of that collaboration environment.
Yeah, and I think that's representative of what you guys do as an org as well, trying to get people to realize that, like, mental health is a collaboration with your community and with yourself. You know, once you find your mental health once you find ways to kind of like manage your mental health, you know, that is a collaborative effort with others, because you're helping others do that, and then they're helping you back and forth, you know. And it sounds great that you guys are doing the same thing in terms of your organization as well.
Yeah.
And you know, as we're getting to the close of this episode, I want to thank you guys again for coming on. And I also want to ask, what are some ways that people can reach out to find you guys?
Yeah, so one of our main ways is just Instagram. We do have an Instagram. It's all lowercase. It literally spells out the words YouSeeMe _IU. That is one great way to really just stay connected with things that are updated on there. And then we also do have a Be Involved. So if you are a student at IU, you obviously have access to Be Involved. And so we do post our events on there ahead of time. That way then you can plan accordingly to see what you can attend and what you may not be able to. And those are the two things that I would highlight in that way.
And then as an e-board, we all try to collectively post all the flyers that we have on different organization pages. So Black IU, on GroupMe, we always post events on there if we have anything going on. And then our own personal pages, we also repost everything there as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys again for coming. It has been an amazing conversation with you guys. And I want to thank you guys for joining in as well if you're listening to the show. This was BloominTopics with the organization YouSeeMe. Next week, we will have a hiatus due to organization commitments with WIUX, but hopefully we'll be starting right again soon after with another organization. And if you're interested as well, this next hour, we have Alternative in Bloom, which is music from all different types of genres that is done by me, Alex. So if you want to tune in for that, that starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on 99.1 LP Bloomington. Thank you. And one last thing I also want to share, our song, this is our last song, Warning Signs by Hannah Jagadoo.
Place me in a space that's not there. Am I supposed to say I don't care? 'Cause I'll turn my back. Now you're faced with that. Sorry if I'm being short. It's just that I can't stand to hear your voice when it's so loud. Could you quiet down? Heard it all before, I know I'm asking for much more than what's right. 'Cause I turn my back, now you're faced with that.